Too many days in the darkness without a glimpse of the light. Running tired and broken and scared, but I swear I'll never give up the fight. I see you broken and beat, head pulled down over your eyes. Every part of you wants to surrender, darling.
What do you got there?
Snacks.
Snacks.
My favorite. Made her anyways.
It's really beautiful up here. We're gonna have an awesome time this week. It's a little windy and definitely chilly. It's not very warm right now, but our bows are both ready to go. And so it sounds like we're gonna get up tomorrow, do a bunch of fishing during the day, and then head out for our first night tomorrow night. So hopefully we got at least one bear this trip. That would make the trip awesome. If we can get two, that would make it even better. So it's definitely a beautiful place up here though. We have a nice, gorgeous lodge. It's just perfect.
Staring out over miles of land without it, but wanting to build up walls. Lift me up in
It's definitely not warm out here, but the rain stopped, so we're gonna head out on the lake, do some fishing, check some of the baits, and I think we're gonna start hunting as long as it's not raining. So got every single piece of clothing that I brought with me on, because we were only allowed 50 pounds with all of our camera gear and our camo and everything. So I have no extra clothes, so hopefully we don't fall into the lake like what happened to Dana when we were moose hunting a few years ago. And hopefully it doesn't rain too much, because otherwise we're gonna have a lot of clothes to dry out. This is what I'm looking forward to later though. Hot tub in the middle of the bush. I've never had that before. Never. It's cold right now, but...
With the start of every spring hunting season, we always seem to find ourselves somewhere in the northern woods of our great country, chasing after an ancient old black bear. Normally, we kick off the season at home in Alberta, hunting the same bears we've grown up chasing since we were just kids. But this year, things were a little different. As you might remember from last season, we wrapped up our hunting season in Whitetail Camp with Mark and Amber Bellchamber and Big Spruce Outfitting. Although we were chasing whitetails, Mark kept telling me about his bear lodge on Therio Lake in the far northern reaches of the province. And for anybody that knows me, those are exactly the kind of adventures that catch my eye. A few months later, plans were laid out, and we found ourselves sitting in bear camp in one of the most prestigious areas of Saskatchewan, known for growing some of the largest bears taken each spring.
It's definitely a lot different country than what we're used to hunting bears in.
Yeah, this is like caribou country.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's the boar. The boar's got a great big chevron on his chest. So yesterday, 6:40 a.m. They're breeding.
Oh yeah.
They're cuddling.
Having a good time with the bait.
Sal is right here and he's like right here. And all you can see is his back end. But I'm hoping that that's no ears. This is his stomping ground, so hopefully. It's the only picture I got him, so he's running that blonde sow right now.
Yeah, sounds like we're gonna sit here, so we'll go get our stuff out of the boat.
Fatal Impact is proudly sponsored by Covert Scouting Cameras, Vortex Optics, Old Smokes Coffee, top-notch taxidermy studio, and the MD of Bonnyville.
This segment of the show is brought to you by Deluxe Wall Tents, built in Canada for Canadian conditions.
These are some nice comfy seats. This is probably the nicest tree stand seat I've ever sat in, because all of ours at home are ripped apart or crooked or no cushion on them. They're all just destroyed. Take a note, Dana. It was freezing cold and rainy at camp this morning, but the rain finally quit. So I dressed really warm, put all my clothes on, but I feel like I'm wearing too many clothes now. I want to get ready though, because the bears are pretty smart. They hear the boat come and then leave again. They might suspect that he brought more bait, so I want to be ready in case something shows up, especially because it's been really bad weather for the last day or so. And even though it's like really early in the afternoon, the bears might come in because they finally got a break in the weather, so. I've shot a lot of bears with these pink arrows.
They discontinued them. They don't make them anymore.
I know. I don't even know how many exactly bears I've shot with these pink arrows, or animals. I think I've shot all my mule deer with these arrows.
Mm-hmm.
These arrows in this release of mine have been awesome.
Fatal Impact is proudly sponsored by Wood Wheaton Super Center, True Fire Releases, Victory Archery, Black Widow Innovations, Wapiti River Outdoors, and Federal Premium Ammunition. This segment of Fatal Impact is brought to you by Tourism Saskatchewan.
This segment of the show is brought to you by Wood Wheaton Super Center, a proud supporter of our outdoor heritage.
I'd say he looks pretty sore. He just walked. We watched him walk there. He ran and he stopped. I thought he was going to actually die right there, but he just kept kind of going. But he's going slow. We can't hear him anymore. We just waited about like 10 minutes or so. And I can't hear him. And The shot looked decent. We played it back on the camera. He shouldn't go far. Like, I'm sure he's there somewhere. But I can see my arrow, I think. I actually saw it fall out, and I think it's right behind those trees there. So we saw him go, and he went straight that way. He kind of disappeared into the trees there. And that's where we heard him stop. Like, we couldn't hear him running anymore. Right there. Whew, he was getting thick here. I was getting a little concerned. I think he's dead. He's not moving. He's down there. Look at these paws, Dana. Holy man. Look at those mitts.
Yeah.
Those are huge paws. Let's take a look at this guy. His head looked huge. We're gonna have to roll him over a little bit, but I'll put my bow down. See if I can lift this sucker. Oh. Look at that head.
Yeah, it is a big head.
Are you? He's actually pretty heavy. Look at this. He has a beautiful coat. Beautiful. This is a beautiful bear. Look at his nose. I don't know if I've ever seen a bear with a nose quite like that. Like, his nose is perfectly colored. Usually it like gradually. I actually noticed that when he was walking in. I noticed his nose.
Really golden nose.
Yeah. He has a sore right here. He must have been fighting. What a beautiful bear, though. On our first day here, we were able to get it done. That doesn't get much better than that. Now Dana has the rest of the week to hunt.
Mark wasn't lying to us when he explained that the bears in this region simply have better genetics than the other places we've hunted. Being so northern and remote, it's not an easy place to make a living if you're a bear wandering the forest. With food being so limited, only the strongest and most territorial have been able to survive and thrive, creating a population of bears with the largest, meanest looking skulls I've ever personally seen. After Darcy tagged out on the first evening of her hunt, we were able to spend some time with Mark fishing and checking other baits to try and figure out where we wanted to hunt next. That's the true beauty of hunting bears in the north. With nearly endless sunlight, we were able to spend several hours a day fishing while still having more than enough time to sit in the afternoon and evening. Therio Lake is well known as being a fantastic lake trout fishery, with some giant pike often being found in the shallows during ice-off. After an incredible shore lunch to cap off our morning, Darcy and I quickly found ourselves set up amongst the spruce trees at a new bait. When we checked the covert trail camera as soon as we got there, we noticed that we actually bumped one of the target bears from the bait when we arrived. We quickly settled in, waiting for the night to unfold, when we heard the unmistakable sound of a sow being chased by a boar. We didn't know who it was, but we were ready.
Fatal Impact is proudly sponsored by Mad Ramps, Scree Gear, High Mountain Seasonings, Block Targets, iHunter, Glendale Targets, and Deluxe Wall Tents.
This segment of the show is brought to you by the MD of Bonnyville. Lake adventures happen here.
Mike, check the camera real quick before he buzzed out, and we literally scared one of the bears that were in here to get a look at. We scared him off the bait when we drove the boat up, and he'd only gotten here for like 10 minutes before that, so he never had a chance to really feed up much, and he's likely not far, so we're trying to get settled in here, get tucked in, and just sit quiet, sit tight, and hope he comes in and gives us a look. He looks like a pretty good bear. That is the biggest bear I've ever seen in my life. And I didn't want to rush the shot. He was with that sow. I heard them talking coming in. I don't know if I've ever been shaking this hard for a bear. When I seen him looking at us at like 10 yards, I could hardly keep it together. That thing is a monster.
So big.
That is exactly the kind of bear that you come all the way up here to northern Saskatchewan just to even know that you have a chance at killing a bear like that. And that might be our best chance at a bear we've ever had to maybe go 21. Yeah, he's right there. He's literally 25 yards from the bait, I bet you. I'm pretty sure that arrow just sunk right into him. Like I hit him, he was quartering away hard and it just went in and right through. I don't know if it stuck out or, oh, he piled himself in there. And I can tell you this right now, we are not gonna be able to drag that thing out of there. We're gonna have to move the log away from the bear. Darcy, do you know how many bears we have maneuvered around in the bush on the forest floor trying to set up to take a picture and get a decent look at? And this one is in the top 3 body-wise. And I'm pretty sure he's gonna be knocking on the top as far as skull-wise goes. I can't even hold his head up. This is a legitimate 7.5 foot bear, 20 plus inches, potentially 21. And it is literally, I cannot emphasize this enough, the exact reason why you jump on a plane, actually like 6 planes, you take the milk run, you come all the way up here, you land on a lake in the middle of nowhere, and you hunt bears that have never seen a human before on the shoreline of one of the most beautiful lakes you'll ever see in your life, catching fish all day and sitting in a bear stand in the evening, hunting bears that dreams are made of. And this bear here, I have hunted bears religiously for 12 years now, my 12th spring. And I dreamed about having an opportunity at a bear like this one day. And I talked with Mark, he told me they were up here, I verified it, and I trusted him. And we made the trip up here, and this bear right here has made the last 12 years of my bear hunting career worth every second of pain, heartache, miserable mosquito bites, and being stuck in the muskeg with broken quad parts. I can't even hold him up. Like, I legitimately need to let him down. And it has been a beautiful hunt. Ugh. When I heard these bears coming in from behind us, I knew immediately it was a boar and a sow. The beauty about this time of year and where we're hunting is these bears aren't religiously on the baits. They're breeding, they're moving around, they're chasing sows. And we just knew we had to be in the right place at the right time. We put our time in 12.5 hours yesterday from 10 in the morning till 10:30 at night. And it was rewarding tonight because an hour and a half into our sit, this, I don't even know, a unit of a black bear walked down the hill into like 10 yards, looked through us as if we weren't even there, and carried on to grab what was his last meal. Right before I sent a PX2, his entire length of his body. And this bear, the king of the forest up here, literally ran 25 yards and was over in 35 seconds or less. It's an ending that you dream about. And it's been a trip that I will remember for the rest of my life. And I can't tell you how excited I am to now spend the next 2 days left of our trip fishing for beautiful lake trout, giant northern pike, and hopefully with any luck, we're gonna bust out the fly rods and maybe get on some grayling. But I need to let this thing down. My back is killing me, my arms are killing me, and I wanna take a look at his paws and just take some time to honor this animal and to be thankful for all of the time that we've been given and the opportunity to share a part of the forest with something like that made its living here for potentially 20 years. And now he gets to come home with me to spend the next 20 years at our house in Alberta. Unbelievable animal.
I can't hold him up.
I figured 12 3/4, so 12 5/8. It's not so bad. 21 1/8, 21 1/4-ish with the caliper, because you'll be able to.
Gonna dry over 21.
What do they normally dry up?
1/8 of an inch to 1/4, 2/16, 3. You should make 21.
Don't boil hard if you're